I bought supplies for tea for tonight and food for tomorrow because I have to wild camp tonight. Last week I was in the desert and it was over 40 degrees Celsius, over 100 degrees Fahrenheit, and the RV park was closing because it was too hot at the start of summer. Today I'm in the mountains and it's snowing. I'm in a hotel because who wants to be in a tent in this weather? It's just insane. This is Prescott. Way back in the good old days, it was all about cowboys and mining, and there are still quite a few reminders of that time here. The Lone Spur Cafe and the Palace Hotel are both in Whiskey Row, which was the main street with numerous saloon bars, gambling dens and brothels. The Earp brothers and Doc Holliday were known to drink here. There is a memorial to all the officers who have died in the line of duty, beginning with Cornelius Sage, who died in May 1865, and the latest being Rick Lopez, who died in 2022, not so long ago. Outside the town hall is a rather amazing timeline which starts with the Yavapai First Nations people. Then in 1581 somebody visited Jerome. American trappers arrived in the 1820s. The Civil War from 1861 to 1865 is listed. Most importantly, the world's oldest rodeo was held in 1888. In 1900, Whiskey Row was destroyed by fire. The story goes that as the fire took hold on the palace, the patrons grabbed hold of as many bottles as they could carry, then sat on the road opposite to watch the building burn. Sadly, the last date at which anything has happened in Prescott is 1985. Nothing at all has happened since then. In fact, the world ceased to exist completely in 2000. Wandering around the town, it was so easy to find that yearning for the past, and it wasn't just for the tourists either. After 3 days of cowboy culture, it was time to move on towards Route 66 and the Grand Canyon. Here we have another row of letterboxes. Now I've seen the same sort of thing in Australia and also in Scandinavia, but I think this one beats them all because, as some people might know, I'm on the hunt for the longest row of letterboxes I can possibly find. So here we go. I'll count them: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3 is the next white one. 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Beat that, Australia or Scandinavia. Right, now it's 2:30 in the afternoon. I left Prescott this morning and it's been an easy run here. I've already cycled 42 kilometres, I think. I stopped at Chino Valley on the way and I bought supplies for tea for tonight and food for tomorrow because I have to wild camp tonight. I went to an RV park just here, but they're not kitted out for campers. They don't have any bathroom facilities at all available for people in tents, so I have to wild camp, which I was sure I would have to do. What I did is I bought 4 litres of water, or 1 gallon, and I've decanted 1 litre into this. I decanted another litre into a bottle which is here inside my bag, and I filled up the other 2 bottles. This one has 1 litre, but it was almost full, and that one has half a litre. That one it's a really smelly bottle, so I always fill it up with water as emergencies, but generally I use that for washing dishes and washing myself. And the rest of the water is in here. It's a bit clumsy, but this is the only way that I can really attach it. Anyway, it's better to have too much water than not enough. This was my campsite for the night. They call it forest, but it's really just scrubby stuff with a lot of open space in between. I put my food bag in a tree to keep it clear from any wild animals roaming around. Before I came over to the US, I decided to invest in a second ground sheet. I used to travel with a camping chair, but I want to get my luggage down to a more manageable weight. I find a ground sheet much more practical because not only can I sit on it, but I could also put all my stuff on it and keep everything much cleaner. I really don't like hanging out in the dirt. My breakfast is pretty boring, just rolled oats in warm milk. I often add a banana sliced up or some granola to give it a bit of extra crunch. I prefer a small breakfast, just something to get me going, and then I have a second small breakfast and a coffee in mid-morning if I find a convenience store or a gas station somewhere that'll have something like that. Delicious and warm. I've seen quite a few deer on this trip, but I still haven't seen any other wild animals. So in Williams, I went to a local animal park to see what I could find. I was really hoping to see some wild bison, as in a whole herd of bison, and some wolves if possible. I'd love to see some wolves. This is exciting. I'm in Berryzonia in Williams, and I've wanted the whole time to try and see some native animals, and didn't see any, or very few, at the zoo in San Diego, so now I'm having a go here. You have to be in a car with the doors locked and the windows up, and I'm on a bicycle. So what do? I came here to reception and I asked, and they have a courtesy car that people can drive. So here I am, driving on the wrong side of the road. First thing I did, of course, was open up the wrong door, try to get into the passenger seat rather than the driver's seat. So we'll see how we go. There's an animal. Looks like a goat to me, but who knows what it is. I've managed to get moving. The ridiculous thing is the seat is so far back that basically my bum's hanging out the back window. But, you know, oh, now we go through another gate. Please do not touch the animals. I'm not going to go anywhere near the animals. I just want to see them from a distance. Reindeer. I had no idea they have reindeer in the US. Now we're coming into the American bison, and I really want to see some American bison. I'd love to see a herd of thousands of them. That's fairly unlikely. There you go. That makes the whole day worthwhile, seeing a mini herd of bison. They're all walking together. Multiply that by 1,000. We have bear action. There is a bear. Well, I'm back and I survived the experience. Didn't drive into any trees, didn't run over any bears. I think I did quite well. I went around twice. First time I saw lots of bison and some deer and a few wolves, and the second time I saw a bit of bear action, so that was pretty cool.